Hello, you fucking lobotomites.
Oh.
Welcome to episode 1.
Yeah, oh my god.
Of the
I'm so
Serviette
excited.
Hour.
The Serviette Hour.
Oh, here we go. It's actually happening.
Yeah, I'm Matthew Mercer.
This isn't strange at all.
Hey.
I'm Jackson Gallagher.
And we're going to
Guido
talk...
extraordinaire.
Yeah, best servers in the country.
You already fucking know what it is.
Yeah, I only clear my plates with gloves because I'm so good at it.
That's it. Those black nylon
Yeah,
gloves.
black nylon.
Like those tattoo artists when we come out like a stealth fucking operative. You don't even know what's coming.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, boom. Serve on the left, clear from the right.
Clear from the right.
Crisp tuxedo folds, all the napkins.
Boy, you
already know what it is.
Only half and half.
Exactly. But, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first episode of this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
How it's gonna... I feel like I need to explain it. I don't know why.
Is there really... It's just gonna... We're gonna riff.
So sit back, I don't know, grab a Sudoku. You probably aren't paying attention to a lot while you listen to this. I'd imagine, like, people listen to podcasts when they're fucking... Like, I don't know, playing fucking video games or
going
really high or, like, doing busy work.
I literally go to sleep every time I'm doing a podcast.
Like, doing one?
Or not doing a podcast, but listening to it. Like, I listen to my podcast and I'm, like, going to sleep.
Yeah, I feel like a fucking hipster right now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is
this our band?
If we moved to... you want to join my fucking band?
You want to join my podcast?
Like, if we were to go to, like, Seattle right now, like, we could legally use this podcast as currency in some stores. Like, we could buy...
Does this take Bitcoin?
Like, we could trade this for an equal amount of quinoa, but it would only come in a mason jar with, like, some twine wrapped around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Or some granola.
Granola?
Yes.
Only vegan shit.
This is vegan currency only.
Vegan currency.
This is not a product of animal cruelty.
Vegan? Is this a byproduct of
honestly,
animals?
I don't think there's any animal byproducts in currency, but that's an interesting point. Like, is the barter system is not vegan?
No.
Because I'm assuming it's it could be.
Yeah.
But, like, the old school barter system as we know it back in the 1850s or whatever, and you were trading fucking, like, chicken eggs for ice.
Yeah.
Or gunpowder.
Yeah.
That's not vegan, man. Like, those eggs.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like we're in, like, a book club. Like, we're about to start talking about The Catcher in the Rye or some shit.
We're going to talk about... This is Oprah's book club. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're reviewing the 4th installment of 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, my God.
I hope you're ready.
50 Shades Black?
Oh, shit. 50 Shades Blacker. Oh.
No, wait. 50 Shades Blacked. It's just the compilation of all the porns on Blacked.
Oh, God.
It's just fucking...
It's literally just prints outs of the fucking scene by scene.
Yeah.
It's like a flip book.
It's like a flip book.
That's how you...
You just see, it's just every, like... I like how on Black, they bring the whitest person, the whitest
It's like
girl.
the whitest porn stars they can have.
Yeah.
And, like,
not like
the biggest...
They don't even have
suits.
spray tan. They, like, are bleached.
Exactly. It's the opposite of a fucking spray
And then they
tan.
got the black.
We want you translucent.
You know what would make me mad? If I was on Black and the dude had, like, a 2-inch dick. And it's like...
Well, yeah, I feel like...
Like, come on, let's do the stereotype.
That's bad talent.
Don't
like,
bring
you need
me
to
on
get,
to
exactly.
Black.
There's so many different porn stars you can hire, and you got fucking this guy over here? 2-inch Tom. I don't know. I feel like I need to come up with a name.
2-inch Uncle Tom?
Oh, shit. It's a metaphor. It's a fucking metaphor. You could totally do, like, an America... Ooh, you could get real political with this
Uncle
real
Tom's
fast.
Cabin.
Oh, my... Dude, do you think there's fucking, like, XXX parodies of, like...
Some woke-ass...
segregation? Like, what the fuck?
Like, they tell Rosa Parks, hey, you need to go to the back of the bus.
You need to go to the back of the...
Oh, I'm going to get the back of that ass.
Shit. Hold on. The convenience of having a computer right here. Let's see.
You're like incognito, bro.
Well, nah, I do all my shit incognito, bro. You're just lucky I don't have my fucking VPN on right now.
Oh my God. What's the purpose of a VPN?
It hides your IP address. So if you're on, like, public Wi-Fi, like if you go to Starbucks and you join the Wi-Fi there, realistically speaking, someone could monitor... I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. This might be, like, half accurate, but people can monitor essentially what traffic you send. For example, if you were to Google an image and pull it up, that's a send.
Like somebody at Google saw that.
Well, no, I mean, like, even like on your modem, your modem tracks essentially everything you do. However, if you were to have a VPN on while you do that, it just shows up as like VPN traffic, and it's just nondescript. So people can essentially know what you're doing, what you're searching, what pictures you're looking at, what you're jerking off to in the corner. Like, no one would know that, oh, like, that's probably, that dude just, you know, shaking up and down and sweating. He might be having a seizure, but, like, nah, you're, you know, in the back doing, like, midget porn. Or, you know, XXX parodies of the signing of the Constitution.
The signing of the Constitution.
There's got to be, like, historical
like Betsy
porn.
Ross getting fucked because she made
Betsy
a flag.
Ross on the flag.
Damn, that flag is...
Oh, shit, here we go. History parodies, Pornhub.
Oh, God.
There's actually, like, a full-ass, like, rendition of literally just like Hamilton, but it's just like someone bootleg filming the actual play on Pornhub, and it's literally just like a fucking like hour and a half long production of fucking Hamilton. It's literally just Hamilton.
So I could just watch Hamilton on the fucking...
You probably could. This is like, oh, there's Overwatch shit. Zelda.
What's
like
this
cartoon
hentai?
parodies.
This is hentai.
This is like video game, and this is not history.
This is all hentai.
I want to, yeah, like
what
the
is this?
fuck
Newgrounds?
The fucking Newgrounds. Like, what is the 14 most brilliant porn parodies of all time? An article by GQ. Oh God, here we go.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Tits. Oh, Tits a Wonderful Life instead of It's.
Oh wow, that's clever.
Life.
Wow,
there you go.
Sorry about that. Was that Iron Man? Oh, never mind. Wait, is that Iron Man?
I think that's an ad.
Oh.
Yeah, that's certainly an ad. And that's not fucking. That's just a random white guy with glasses. They're not all fucking Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Oh God, not the Brady's. Oh Jesus Christ, it's a Brady Bunch one.
Oh, that's awkward.
Not the Brady's XXX Pussy Power. Directed by Will Ryder.
Hey, shout out to Will.
Oh, and, is there a second? Oh no, that's like an actual Brady Bunch picture. Titanic. Just literally Titanic. You couldn't do like anything like Dick or something like Titan Dick or something.
We get to see the part where she like actually is getting fucked in the car.
I mean, realistically, it could just be a shot-for-shot remake, except for in the sex scene they just have like a Leonardo stunt double. Just that, like that. That's very French. I feel like that's a French film kind of thing to do.
Like that's shit.
Like they just wouldn't do shit like that. A Tale of Two Titties.
Have you ever seen the Avatar parody?
No.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Like Avatar: The Last Airbender, or like Avatar, like Blue Alien, Steven Spielberg kind of shit.
People hated that movie. I love that fucking movie.
Honestly, like I think it's too long. But otherwise, it's pretty fucking good.
And they said they were gonna make more, and
they
not
never.
More yet.
Honestly, it might just take a really long fucking time.
Honestly, they shouldn't even make more. That was good enough as one.
Realistically, it could be a good standalone.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be.
Because it was very. We don't have very much original movies anymore. So.
Oh, for sure. I think honestly, it falls into that vein of it's an original idea, but whether or not you want to actually reproduce it that way, it could. They sort of bastardize it into something apart from itself. Like it's kind of like Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, that was great.
They had an original idea, but now they've made so many that it's just fucking played out.
Or like I feel like Die Hard. That was super original.
Oh, Everybody Does Raymond. That's a good one. That's a gay porn. And that guy kind of looks like a young Bruce Willis.
Get a load of this guy?
Yeah, what's his name? Ray Nolte.
Wait, I have a picture that says "Get a load of this guy."
A Chi-Chi LaRue video, or a Chai-Chai LaRue? Chi-Chi LaRue? I'm gonna say Chi-Chi LaRue.
Let's go with Chi-Chi.
It's a better name. Stallone's Cliffhanger is now Cliffbanger with Rebecca Wilde.
Hey, shout out to her.
I mean,
she looks bad.
She is woefully underprepared to go on a fucking climbing expedition.
Yeah,
like there's a side for those at home imagining this.
I get to see Bear Grylls just punching her in her mouth.
Like you're not fucking prepared for any of this. You're not wearing a shirt. You really need to have
be freezing.
Some fucking like a harness of some sort, maybe like an ice pick. Like look at this mountain in the background in the other fucking picture. It's fucking massive.
Also, all I care about is the hypothermia that she's going to be dealing with.
Realistically, like like in those temperatures, she's going to last maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like at most.
What am I looking?
And then there's of course there's a Married with Children parody. It just says Not Married with Children. America's #1 raunchy porn comedy. That's quite the title.
Comedy? I can't laugh during porn.
I feel like that's
it's just weird.
Honestly, I feel like that would definitely like fuck some things up as far as like the process. I feel like people don't watch
also
porn with
I think it helps
people.
you last longer though.
Yeah,
like, if you're
you just randomly you actually start watching
like
it
if
for
I'm
the
cracking
plot.
jokes while I'm fucking somebody, like I feel like I'd be.
Would that be a good thing though?
I don't know. I need test subjects.
Realistically, Jesus fucking Christ. Realistically, I don't know. I don't necessarily think there is certainly a time and a place.
Why is this on GQ?
That's an excellent question. Why is this a fucking GQ article? I mean, I guess, writers, you got a quota, you don't really know what to do, you're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
14 most brilliant porn parodies of all time.
Yeah. So,
speaking of, there's a Honeymooners one. It's a much older movie.
This is the type of guy that wrote that is
The Cosby Show. Oh no, The Cosby Show. That did not age well.
No, it did not.
Oh god. Swiftly moving onwards, not touching that topic with the Forrest Hump.
Are they gonna make him act like he's like mentally challenged too?
I fucking hope not. Wait. My pants are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Ugh.
These all suck.
True.
I've seen better. I think there's Spider-Man.
I was just about to say, excellent writing.
Excellent, yeah. They should have got Oscars.
Do you think the people who write these are realize they're fucking awful? As they're writing,
they have GQ to. Person?
Yeah. Well, no, the people who write the subtitles for these fucking porn parodies.
It's porn. All they have to do is sell sex.
That's a good. It's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
Either. I really. Yeah. Now that I think about it, they really probably don't care.
Yeah.
This ain't the Partridge Family. I would certainly fucking hope not.
Yeah.
Pulp Friction.
Pulp
Friction. I mean, honestly, it's fairly accurate cover reproduction as far as that concerned.
I can respect that. But also, I just like Pulp Fiction by itself. It's fine.
I'm sorry, what?
I just like Pulp Fiction by itself. We don't need Pulp Friction.
Honestly, I don't think anyone asked for a porn parody of, the fucking Partridge Family.
No.
Or... Forrest Gump. I really didn't need to see...
And that Cosby.
Didn't Jenny have, what was it? Did she have, fucking AIDS by the end?
Is that how it
an
works?
STD or something?
Literally everybody died.
I haven't seen Forrest Gump in a
years.
very long time. It has been at least 15 years, I want to say.
I don't know if she died. I think she got HIV, maybe.
Did she give it? I don't think she gave it to Forrest. But
no,
that was because she was doing all kinds of crazy shit. She was doing coke and drugs in the cities. Yeah,
she was wilding out.
Yeah, she was wilding the fuck out.
But it was also funny because I was
no Nick Cannon.
All right, this podcast is over.
And scene. All right,
we might as well. And cut. So I got some talking points for you.
Oh, go for it.
And I wanted to re-talk about duels because that shit was kind of hilarious. It's just funny. It's a funny concept.
Duels in general.
Just duels, I saw something at Cracker Barrel earlier today.
Oh, go for it.
And it was something about a duel, I think. It was somebody dueled somebody, whatever. But it was just the funny thing about duels, just somebody coming up to you and be like, fuck you too, and then you're like, duel tomorrow.
To the point of someone having such a disagreement that needed to be settled by stepping 12 feet away from someone and randomly firing a gun that realistically at the time was holistically inaccurate.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-50 chance you're gonna die.
Yes.
At that point, or even then, if you don't get shot, that settles nothing.
That's just toxic masculinity.
Yeah, it really is. At its finest, it's a fucking duel. I don't think there are any recorded women duels in history. That's not a thing.
Well, it's not like they recorded any duels, really.
That's fucking true. I mean, realistically, it was just historically significant ones.
What do you sound
prominent figures.
Let's say we have duels now.
Yeah, there's some country bumpkins over in Jasper, Indiana, dueling over their fucking land or some shit. No one's gonna know. Maybe if enough people die, they might start to pay attention. But realistically, they're battling over the crops.
Yeah,
rotations. Dueling. Here we go. Pulling this up. Has become the outdated in the North since the early 19th century. Dueling in the U.S. was not uncommon in the South and the West. I'm not surprised, honestly. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the stupid shit that happens goes on in the South.
Yeah, and the West.
Also true, yeah.
Or the Southwest, not
the bastions of stupidity, the last great bastions. Even after 1859, when 18 states outlawed it, but it became a thing of the past in the United States by the start of the 20th century.
I feel like they still do it in Mississippi.
They might.
That place is so shit. I don't think I've met many people from Mississippi.
That's probably a good thing.
It's a very good
I feel a lot of them don't go out much. I feel like there's just a general air of xenophobia around that entire state.
Well,
that and Alabama.
Honestly, they should just bomb both of them.
I don't know about that, but we'll keep that in mind.
I used to think I should bomb Ohio because it was
I don't know about Ohio. I feel like LeBron would be very upset about that.
What? I mean, he left it, so...
Well, that's a second topic. That's a separate topic.
But yeah. Either way, fucking
I don't
Mississippi
know.
and Alabama fucking suck.
Have you seen 28 Days Later, like the zombie movie? Where they essentially quarantine off a whole ass area. I think it's Northern Ireland or like Ireland or something. And they just have a massive fucking wall. And it's like realistic. Like should they trump off that bitch?
That
just like
like
build a wall around
Z.
Ohio.
That's literally World War Z.
I mean, a zombie movie. Well, to be fair, 28 Days Later, and then the sequel, which I believe was either 28 weeks or 28 months later, came out like way fucking before World War Z.
Yeah, but I feel like the book came out before.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
I mean, we have
but
phones.
Did Brad Pitt do it better?
I mean, it's Brad Pitt. Like, Brad Pitt.
Honestly,
wait, who was the actor in 28 Days Later?
It was it was just like English people.
Come on,
I don't know.
It was probably not that good.
It was a great movie, but like
a British
I feel like
movie?
it's like it's like a virus. It's those kinds of zombies. They're not like the slow lumbering around. They're like the ones that'll like smell your blood from a mile away and sprint at you full speed. Z. It's kind of like that.
Because literally in World War Z, they climb on top of each other to get over the wall.
Yeah, the wall scene. Yeah,
that shit's lit.
That was actually a pretty cool fucking scene in that movie. But yeah, I recommend you really should see it if you haven't. It's really fucking good.
Hey, don't touch my shit.
You know what? It's a fucking leaf. If you really want it, you can have it.
Bro, there's been like a bunch of spiders that have been coming into my room. And my days are numbered.
I mean, do you eat food in here?
No. I mean, I have a trash can, but that's for trash reasons.
Yeah, I used to eat all the time, like in my rooms back in like high school, and then I stopped doing it as soon as I got into the dorms because of the fucking bugs. Yeah, it was so bad.
Well, I'm scared for my kitchen because we got trash still there, and I don't know what's gonna happen with that shit. But
yeah, I mean, I think we've been, or at least in my apartment, we've been pretty lucky that we haven't had any run-ins with actual bugs or ants or anything of that sort. But we did have one incident where we went away on break. And there was still something left in our garbage disposal because we hadn't run it in like a day. It was like I don't know, like a lime peel or something. And then we came back, or rather I came back first, and there were just maggots all over the inside of the sink.
Ooh, yum.
And it smelled so gross. It smelled like death. It was awful.
Yeah, that's sounds like a normal day in IMU catering.
Just rolling up maggots everywhere, all that. All that
we
shit.
have a bunch of cockroaches.
Yeah, I think that's just IU buildings in general. Like, the older buildings tend to have a lot of cockroaches. And then large crickets, like large black crickets.
Yeah, why they gotta be black?
Well, that's the color they are.
Well, I wish they had white crickets. We should do
albino crickets?
That. Albino. They do have those?
They probably... I mean, honestly, CRISPR. Like, you can gene edit that shit.
Yeah.
What I really want to see, crickets that glow in the dark.
Those are basically fireflies.
False. I'm just gonna say that I want them to jump.
I don't want to see... Well, actually, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, those fly.
So we can
crickets
see...
don't really fly that much.
Oh, yeah. We can see them, though.
Although, that being said...
I can step on all of them.
If we get the right kind of algae, you could do, like, colorful bioluminescence. You could have, purple, blue, red...
Or take the shit out of the fireflies.
Or, I mean, that would be too easy. But, yeah. It'd be just that bright green.
Work hard. I mean, work smart, not hard.
Honestly, I really want to see different color, like designer crickets. Like I would probably drop upwards of, let's say $25 on a designer cricket just to have it.
$25
for one cricket.
Do you know what you can do with $25?
Honestly, yes, I do, and that's why I'm willing. I can buy a genetically engineered a fucking Monsanto cricket.
Do it like
that glows in the dark.
Do it like how people sell shoes, like they buy off.
Oh, you buy it and then you sell it for more?
For more, like all the Asians over in like some. Like,
oh my god! And then,
country.
Bro, there's probably gonna be people bootlegging these crickets. You can just get it, you dip it in paint or something.
You just see it in front of the gas station. We got it going on.
There's like a massive. It's like the fucking Lucky Crickets from Mulan or some shit.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, you can sell them as Lucky Crickets, but they're just glow in the dark. They're so great, little pets for the kids, for the kiddies. You can buy them for your children. It's a great stocking stuffer.
just like a fucking shitty commercial of just.
Oh wait, better idea. It's like selling Christmas lights. It's exactly like selling Christmas lights. Only they make noise and they're fucking alive. It's all of the things you never knew you wanted from a strand of Christmas lights.
Now, really think about that.
Alright, to be fair, they would probably die very quickly.
But think about, like, just, you couldn't go to sleep.
Also, that being said, would they still bioluminesce after they die? I'd imagine no, but gene editing. Crazy technology.
I don't know science. We're just businessmen.
I'm assuming that if there's no longer any energy going, if there's no energy transfer, because the organism's dead.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming they wouldn't.
But how are they getting the energy in the first place? Since
food
food,
and then they convert it into.
How are they getting the light? Since we put, I don't know.
Well, no, it's bioluminescence.
Doing the CRISPR.
So, with algae, you can splice in. I think we did this with fruit flies. I think in high school, it's you can edit in a certain gene. What? Wait, it's actually relatively.
You guys
simple
did that in high school?
Yeah.
What kind of fuck? What?
I mean, it was AP Bio, but yeah.
Oh, okay, that's why.
And then we did a bunch of shit with fruit flies because they reproduce really quickly, so you can get a lot of generations really fucking quick.
Okay, that's kind of lit, actually.
Yeah, I mean that's why a lot of you ever been in the Jordan Hall onto the top floors of Jordan Hall?
No.
You would know if you had, because there's a certain wing where they grow, or not grow, but where they keep and maintain all of their fruit fly colonies, and it smells horrible. Okay. You can literally walk out of the stairs or the elevator and it just hits you.
Oh, shit. Just like the bathroom down there.
Oh, very much so. But honestly, I'd hazard to say it's worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's constant. It never goes away.
Yeah.
There's no doors you can close because it just permeates that whole fucking floor.
Yeah.
I had a class up there, or rather, I had a discussion section that was up there.
Oh, even better.
Oh, it was fucking disgusting. It got to the point where I would hold my breath walking through the hallway. It was that bad. But yeah, the reason they have those is because they reproduce so quickly. It's very easy to get multiple permutations of different genotypes and phenotypes, especially many generations down the line. It's much easier to do that with fruit flies.
Real quick.
Yeah, and then if you were to get something successful, I suppose you could do it with mice or rats or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you could definitely do it with Wait.
Just my talking points are hilarious.
Oh, of course. I mean, realistically, we're gonna get. Oh, that reminds me. I brought. Complete topic change. I brought that body modification book.
Oh my god!
So, for those not in the know, we had a conversation at work a few days ago. Not a few days ago. I think this was what?
Yesterday.
2 days? Yesterday.
Literally yesterday.
Oh god. Time's an illusion. But I was mentioning a lot of different kinds of piercings, specifically genital piercings, and
what is this bitch?
This book right here. Let me read the title. It's
wait, whoa.
Read/search Modern Primitives. Is there an edition?
Dude, what the fuck?
There's no edition on it, but it's a book, an investigation of contemporary adornment and ritual, tattoo, piercing, and scarification. And I mean, yeah, the first few pages, ritualistic hanging.
Yeah.
Or
through your nipple?
Yeah,
that?
flesh hooks. Suspension through flesh hooks.
Oh my god.
People I've read accounts and I've seen videos of it, and people say it's almost
sticks out?
Yeah, I mean it's tied off, but yes.
Tied off?
His foreskin is tied at the, I'm assuming, so I'm not really sure why.
Just past that age, I'm sick. Okay.
For sure. But yes, they describe it almost as a euphoric sensation. A lot of people have it akin to entering a subspace or something along those lines. But in this particular, as you can see, as we're flipping through the pages, one of the world's skinniest man, he had at age 19, he had a 14-inch waist, which is very small.
Pussy.
I was about to say, as you can see in the pictures, he would constrict himself with belts.
Why is he doing that?
I don't really know why.
Why can't he just be skinny, bro?
He just had a closet desire, to be
skinny,
very, very, or have a narrow waist. That boy got feminine hips.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, I mean, he's got nipple piercings.
But all types of thigh.
It's kind of, and then he would go and perform and do all of this stuff. He was also for a circus act, and he would do the bed of nails, and he would paint himself gold for stuff like that.
That might be racist.
Probably.
Egyptian?
This was back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah. Either way, it's probably.
He got a few Ripley's records. There's his dick's out again in that picture.
Why's his dick out? What the?
That's a great question. I honestly don't know. This is in 1954. He had 2 8-ounce weights and 12 4-ounce lead weights sewn onto his skin on his sternum, basically around.
Wait, sewn
they were
on
sewn
his bone?
not into the bone, but into the skin. So they're in and around his pec, right below his nipple, and then dotting his rib cage, essentially. So following the ribs all the way down. And then there's another picture right next to it. He's wearing 24 1-pound weights attached to fish hooks that are embedded into his skin. Realistically, all over his chest and higher up onto his shoulders.
I'm trying to figure out why his dick is out, though.
That's an excellent question that I genuinely don't know the answer.
I think I've had enough of this already.
All right, we're going to switch the page. Wait. Yeah, there you go. And that's suspension of... Oh, yeah. I was reading this earlier. There's a ligament you might know of that if it's right at the front. You know what I'm talking about? There's a ligament that suspends down
on my dick.
Well, yeah, it's what keeps it the anatomy has escaped me, but there's a tendon there, and if you sever it, you can essentially you can set weights on it like he has done here in this picture here. Mm-hmm. You can get ropes or weights with ropes attached to them, wrap them around the head of your penis, and then extend it and essentially stretch it out to make it longer. However, I will say he did report later incontinence and then erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, I would imagine so. Yeah. That would certainly. It's probably not the healthiest thing to do. Yeah, I think he was really just doing it, just kind of see if he could, perhaps.
Yeah, and he's a fucking idiot.
I'd have to. Oh, there's one of the piercings I was talking about, the otang. A ring through the foreskin, right there. Here's one where, sexual negation by encasement. He has taken his scrotum and his penis and encapsulated them in plaster for multiple days at a time. And as you can see, there's a picture. And you ever see
why do you have this? Where is this book coming from?
I bought it for the tattoos. Honestly, I didn't know it was gonna come with all of this extra stuff because this is primary. Some of these are.
Were you actually thinking
primary
of
sources?
Tattoos or?
No, it was for a research paper I was doing about. Okay. It was a primary source for because some of these interviews are absolutely wild.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, but then as you can see here, it looks almost as though the head of a cobra. You see with the portions that flare out on the side.
Yeah,
it looks like that. Yeah. And then obviously there's a hole in it so he can pee.
Yeah.
But yeah, he would have it on for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
So it would seem, and then afterwards he would report, obviously heightened sensation, things like that. Mm-hmm. And then, here we go. Elongating the scrotum with rings.
I need to see this.
It's sort of the man's answer to African neck rings. It's not that their necks are actually getting longer. It's that they're just compressing the bones around the neck farther and farther down. It's sort of the same issue here, only these are elastic muscles.
Did he even feel pain in that?
I'm assuming there's probably some sort of masochism at some point. I'm assuming he's getting sexual gratification from this in some way, shape, or form. Otherwise, why would he do it?
Yeah.
But I'd imagine you would only start with 1 or 2 rings at a time. And you would go to the point, it's like stretching, before a workout. You only go to what feels comfortable.
Yeah.
If you're stretching and it's hurting, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's something along those lines, where as he would continue to do this more and more and more, he would add more and more rings. Mm-hmm. Which, pictured here, he has 14 metal rings. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he would just add more and more. I think the most he ever had on 17, maybe?
17 rings around his
I might
dick.
be reading that incorrectly, but he's wearing... Oh, here we go. Nipple lobe piercings. There you go. Stretched out.
Oh, that's not as weird.
Okay, here's the main point I was talking about. This particular page.
Uh-huh.
There's a diagram of various forms of male and female genital piercings. And there's diagrams, there's descriptions. But that's
I feel like
specifically what I was referring to. Yeah, I feel like that's becoming more mainstream, for sure. Once
Prince Albert.
Exactly. This is exactly what I was talking about. People would get. Let me see.
Wait, what's
the diagram?
Is that what I think it's called?
Exactly, the gooch. Yes, the gooch. People, that's what I was talking about. It's like look at that. It's like a bull ring through the taint. That's exactly. And then apparently
that might be the move.
See, and that's where I don't know about that, but
putting a ring in
the Prince Albert. That's why I know the whole. That's why I know exactly all about this, because it says right here. I'm going to read a passage from the book. It says the Prince Albert, called a dressing ring by Victorian haberdashers.
Tory.
I was about to say, men's fashion back in the day. Was originally used to firmly secure the male genitalia in either the left or right pant leg, whichever you prefer, whichever it leans.
Yeah, exactly.
During that era's craze for extremely tight crotch-binding trousers, thus minimizing a man's natural endowment. Legend has it that Prince Albert wore such a ring to retract his foreskin and thus keep his members sweet-smelling so as not to offend the Queen. Today, its function is strictly erotic, providing the ultimate in sexual pleasure to men of both persuasions. Piercing is through the urethra at the base of the penis head. The procedure is quick, the pain minimal, the healing rapid, and the pleasure lifelong.
Bruh.
So there you go. That's
First of all, shout out to Prince Albert for the fucking weirdo.
Yeah, that was...
Wait, which queen was that?
Maybe Victoria? I'm assuming?
You're a fucking weirdo, first of all.
Realistically, that seems like quite the length to go to.
My boy made it mainstream.
Exactly. It's named after him. It got so famous that they decided to name it after him.
He died when he was 42.
Yeah, was honestly not that surprised.
Typhoid fever.
Once again, not surprising.
Bacteria.
I mean, realistically, that whole anything. I'm amazed people lived as long as they did up until the 1950s. Before soap, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Before they knew what germs were.
Yeah.
Germ theory is actually surprisingly recent. And that makes me.
I feel like a lot of people died when Coca-Cola came out.
1901 or some shit before refrigeration.
People were coked up on Coke. A drink.
Well, yes and no. I feel like there's definitely...
But it was safe doses, wasn't it?
I think it was low enough that it was barely psychoactive at all. And realistically, the extracts from the coca leaf were not... I don't think they were really chemically analogous to cocaine that we know nowadays.
Yeah, we just hype it up because...
I think so, because it's a good story.
Yeah.
But back to the piercings. We have even more right here. So what I'm concerned with is the amplang right here, as you can see. Imagine the head of a penis, if you will, and there is... perhaps I can read.
I think I get it enough. Literally, it goes through your urethra.
Well, that's the thing. I'd imagine it wouldn't because it wouldn't. It would have to go around it, or under or above. Because if you were to go through the urethra, it would leak out the sides. Not to mention bacteria. The bacterial infections would be horrendous.
They put probably a string type of needle, and
it would have to be a large enough needle to get the bar all the way through there. I'm assuming it looks as though it's a fairly...
I'm happy we got this out the way first.
I'd imagine this is probably one of the more risky of the possible genital piercings you can get. A lot can go wrong here.
I feel like, ow. Just ow.
Yeah, realistically,
but it'd be pretty cool just having, you'd be one of those people where your urine just goes two different ways.
Yeah, that's not... Why would you ever want that? Why on earth would you ever want that to be a thing?
My shit just, what's
you would have to sit down to pee. You can never stand to pee again because you have one, you're aiming one, and next thing you know, you got, a fucking sidecar situation going on where you've got, a sprinkler going way off in a different direction.
Okay, now hear me out. Let's say I'm we're threesoming over here. Not you, me and two other lucky ladies.
Females. And you're trying to pee on both of them at the same time.
No, I'm not trying to pee on them. I'm nutting on both of them.
Okay.
But then I turn my dick. So
hold on a minute. I think in this situation, you're with two women.
Yes.
As you've so described. You've got one, I'm assuming, under you? Or in front of you in some capacity. You're facing one. And the other is...
No, they're both in front of me.
They're both in front of you.
On the left side.
11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. They're both right in front of you.
Ready to get everything
You're ready
offering.
For whatever you have to offer at this point. And you have these holes in the side of your penis.
But I gotta twist it a little.
You've gotta twist it so that...
it's that landscape. I gotta put it to portrait.
You gotta put it to portrait. Well, no, you wouldn't in this one because if you were just have it out and straight, it would suit off. If you were to twist it from landscape to portrait, it would go up and down.
Well, first of all, I feel like none of this will go as I want it to.
Probably not.
Leak out anyway.
You would not get nearly enough force behind it, something tells me, for it to actually, shoot out in what we would assume is a normal fashion.
But how cool would that be if I was able to aim and they're like,
You could just... Well, to be fair, would it have the amount? For example, like a normal load, would you be able to split it equally between the two, or would it just like be shunted off in whichever particular direction it hit first?
I think it'd be a random
because like
random
if it's slightly askew, like if you have one hole that's farther down in any way, shape, or form, it's going to come out there first.
You think they've done finite math on this?
Finite mathematics.
The chances of how it's going to hit her.
Something tells me no.
But they also we have the Kinsey.
But should they?
The Kinsey Institute probably
absolutely
practices on this.
We should probably go to Kinsey and be like, so realistically, how can... Let's dig into this. Let's dig into this a little deeper. Let's do some research on this.
You gotta say it in the Mike McRobbie voice. Let's dig in. Or
let's dig into this a little bit.
Yeah, deeper, that fucking kangaroo of a president.
Swiftly moving on. Not trying to lose my job, but
I have to
back to the situation at hand. Realistically, I think even if you could get it to come out of both sides, you wouldn't want to because it's half of your original.
Oh, I don't
amount.
give a fuck.
What?
I don't give a fuck.
It's like 2 drops.
It's 2. So what?
You ever seen that commercial about like trying to get people to recycle?
Yeah.
Where like the Indian's walking to like that creek and it's full of garbage and he turns to the camera and it's like that one single solitary tear that runs down his cheek. What the fuck? Like like.
Wait, what commercial is this?
It's from like the 80s, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And there's like an Indian walking through the forest and he sees a bunch of garbage in a stream and then he
Native
turns...
American.
Oh, excuse me, a Native American. Yes, a Native American.
Native American.
He's walking through a forest. He comes across a river or a creek of some sort. There's a lot of garbage in it.
Yeah.
He turns to the camera. He looks into it, and a single tear rolls down his cheek.
Oh yeah, that definitely gives me chills.
And then it turns, and then it gives you, the title graphic, and it's like, recycle, you fucking monsters, shit like that. Save the forest. All
it's funny because I would not give 2 fucks if I saw a Native American crying
over the river,
like from a commercial.
Well,
but if it's like
it was famous to some renown, I'd assume it's a relatively famous commercial to the point that people remember it. I would hope so.
No, we remember Smokey the Bear.
So well, that's because we're younger. I feel like people who came up.
Smokey's been doing this
80s,
shit since the fucking.
That's true. Also, I feel like Smokey's image is actually copywritten. You know that?
What do you mean?
There's a copyright over using like the actual visual depiction of Smokey the Bear.
That would make sense.
You'd have to pay for you have to pay a licensing fee to use it.
That's like how Anthony Davis makes you pay for using his image of his eyebrows because he has one brow. Davis. He's a basketball player.
Oh, okay.
He has a unibrow, and he copyrighted his unibrow.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, I blanked for a second, and I was like, is this someone we know? And I was like, no.
Yeah, Anthony Davis. That guy that works
that guy. Yeah, he worked in catering for a while before he went pro. That's what it was.
Before he went catering pro.
Exactly.
He became a professional caterer.
He was a professional caterer, and then he picked up basketball on the side.
They only give us scholarships.
That's what it was, yeah. The NCAAs were really sticking us over here.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm still stuck here, but like on the topic we had briefly mentioned before, I really don't think you would get enough to forcefully come out of either side, and then much less so the actual original urethral opening to have any sort of meaningful result.
Well, I feel like I don't even think it would stop. Honestly, I don't even think the piercing would even stop it, really. I feel like it's still just straight.
I was assuming in this situation you had it out. You know what I mean?
What do you mean out?
It was just holes. Like, you have the piercing, it's healed over, and there's literal holes there. And you just... Like,
maybe.
Like if you were to poke a bottle in the top of a milk carton.
You see the problem
you just like...
It's not like a...
Tip it over.
It's not like this.
All over the place.
Like, let's say it's not a divider.
It's certainly not. Realistically, if you were to imagine urethra as a tunnel, like let's imagine a circle.
Yeah.
And you take essentially a diameter and you bisect that circle.
Yeah.
Horizontally.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it would be. And then imagine a hole down, boring through the center of that. That's essentially what it would be.
The sweet
if you were to have
moisture coming down down the pipe.
If you were to have the piercing in, that's a whole other issue because not only if it's going through the urethra, you're blocking the urethral opening too.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have to go around the bar.
Yeah.
Which, considering the bar is horizontal, it has to go over and under the bar at that point.
I feel like that would hurt.
Oh,
because a lot of it's gonna go back.
Ooh, I never even thought of that.
Because some of it's gonna.
You're not clearing all of it.
Yeah,
for sure. There's probably accumulation on the other side, too.
You're going to have to drink a lot of water and pee it out. I feel like it would be like
that's like
kidney
a new kind of kidney stone
stuff. Yeah.
Just like, but none of like the kidney stone actually dropping down like through the ureter or like into the bladder. Like none of that. Honestly, it's literally just the tip.
All right.
It's just the tip.
Here's where I'm getting at now. How about I put another hole in my urethra in the bottom? The bottom.
We've thrown all previous arguments out the window.
Honestly, you're not sexually active. You just put a fucking bar in the middle of your urethra.
Well, no, this is actually for sexual pleasure. Primarily of women. It was an indigenous culture that women would not have sex with men if they did not have this ampallang piercing. It wouldn't be as pleasurable.
You see, this makes sense now because they probably still think that like that because I am not getting.
Well, no, because like realistically, I'm assuming if you had studs on the side, I'm assuming if nothing was sharp and everything was rounded down, that could be pleasurable. I'm assuming.
Now we have magnets, so
fucking magnets. Ooh, that would be a whole other thing. That's
that shit would get lost, though.
Honestly, I feel like you would definitely want the bar and not the magnets, because all kinds of things could go wrong if those magnets like slip or fall off. Yeah. All right. Anyway, but
it's just raw podcasting. Footage. We sound like this. We sound smarter than NPR.
Why the fuck would anyone listen to This is such a garbage fucking podcast. We've literally talked for 42 fucking minutes about dick piercings.
Can we move on?
God.
Can we move on? Can I talk about my Tinder matches?
If you want to talk about nipple piercings, then absolutely. Because here we have the proud Roman centurions, Caesar's bodyguards, wore nipple rings as a sign of virility and courage, and as a dress accessory to hold their capes.
Sorry, I'm
Tinder. And with that, I'm closing the book.
Can you close the book? I'm sick of it.
We're closing the book. It's a little book sound effect for you.
Yeah. Wait, look at that lady, though. Close that. I want to see it again.
Oh, yeah, the cover.
The cover. She can get it.
There is...
Her and that snake.
For those who can't see, which should be everyone at this point, there was a woman who has tattoo striation, sort of like tiger stripes, running down the left side from her wrist, the right hip, all the way down just above her knee.
Yeah, and she has an ass.
She's wearing a
snake.
She has a boa constrictor around her.
She gives no fucks.
The snake is not having anything to do with this photography. He's not even facing the camera. So I feel like that's asshole. A bit of a fuck up. But you know what?
What is this, a Balenciaga picture?
I mean, at this point, who's to say?
Yeah, they literally...
It could be. Maybe this was just a failed ad, and they're just like, you know what? Throw it on the cover.
What if I told you that poncho was Balenciaga? Would you believe me?
Absolutely not.
This one?
Because I think the newest Balenciaga thing I saw was that it's like a coat. It's literally 18 coats sewn together. As one coat.
I had a little fat Jewish friend that would always do some shit like that.
Just like sew shit together?
Actually, he's not my friend. He's my friend's brother.
I was about to say, there's a very important distinction between those two.
Yeah.
But he would like buy designer shit?
No, he would wear a fuck ton of coats.
Just like multiple, for no reason.
For Wacky Tacky Day.
Just wacky. I'm sorry, what the fuck is Wacky Tacky Day?
Oh my god.
What is...
Alright, so high school we do Spirit Week.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you do that as well in high school. And so we had a day that was called Wacky Tacky Day.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And you just wear the weirdest fucking shit. That is within the dress code.
I went to high school with people that just did that shit anyway. That's just how they were as people.
No, this is a day to...
How many people went to your high school?
Like 2,000?
Okay, for sure. So it's like relatively big. For sure.
Big enough. No, yeah. Like 1,500 maybe.
Because I imagine, there's a lot of people around here who went to, I went to school with 8 people. Yeah. They were all my siblings. That, it's Indiana. That shit happens.
Yeah, and my sister was my girlfriend.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But,
I had 60 friends.
But yeah, realistically... They're a very small high school. I feel like that's something you would see.
Did you go to a small high school?
I went to one of the biggest high schools in Indiana. I went to I don't know if I should say it. I went to North Central.
Yeah.
And our graduating class was 900.
Okay.
And then, realistically, I think the current student population is close to 4,000. It's probably larger at this point. It might be closer to 6, but it's one of the biggest high schools in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
So there was never a shortage of students as far as that was concerned. Our Spirit Week looked very different in the sense that it was always themed for like a beach day or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I remember the last day.
Or twin days.
We had twin days, yeah. We had usually there was one themed for a generation, like an 80s or a 90s.
Oh, yeah, we did that too.
There was an American flag one.
Oh, that's very Indiana.
Oh, hell yeah. And then the last day that we right before
I'd be kneeling the whole time.
Just every single one, you just get up on the desk and kneel.
Hey!
Oh, yell.
The community service officer just walks in and just punches me in my mouth.
Wait, y'all had community service officers?
Yeah.
We had real cops.
Or, I mean...
We had, legitimate,
I mean, it was a cop.
Gun carry, yeah. Not, rent-a-cops, but, literal,
Well, we had a security
officers.
we had a security and a cop.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Shit was fun, though. I love when, you remember when, fights would happen and shit?
Oh, God, we had some great fights. Oh. We really did.
No, we had, some... So my school brought all the blackest of black people in my area and brought all the white of white, caramel type of people into the school. Ugh. And so it was a very good mixture.
It was a very interesting mixture.
And you see the kids get scared when they see a fight happening, and I just be laughing this is the worst fight I've ever seen in my life.
Garbage.
There was a fight that happened on Kirkwood recently.
Oh, is that what all those cop cars were out for? It was a few days ago?
No, it was the day after my birthday.
Oh, okay, no, okay, different.
And so there was some dudes were fighting.
That was a while ago for those at home.
Yeah, my birthday's August 23rd.
Why? Send me money. Send me a card.
Yeah, send me...
At the very least, a Tommy Bahama gift card.
Send me speakers.
I'll give it to my dad.
Send me college tuition.
Send me a degree. Or a job prospect. Give me some hope.
Send me your best cuddle buddy.
Bring me your finest duck.
Oh my god.
That's it. That's all I want. Raw duck.
But yeah, they started fighting. It was kind of funny. I feel like I knew what they were saying. It was just probably a bunch of bro. And you see the one girl that probably knows them hey, stop!
Yeah, as you do.
They were fighting behind the food truck and the shit was...
Oh god.
It was just we're watching from Cafe Pizzeria.
What kind of food truck was it?
Oh, it was the Big Cheese, I think.
Oh, of course it was.
No, actually, it was Juanita's. Yeah, they were fighting behind it. And it was just they, I don't know, somebody, fell on the ground, and then you see their other friends pulling them off, and then they, kept, running
as soon as
around.
It starts getting good, everyone, pulls each other off.
But they, kept fighting, because they were, they took rounds. They kept,
what?
They, had time.
It was an organized boxing fight in the middle of the street. They had, a pop-up.
And you see everybody in Kirkwood just scared as fuck, and I'm laughing at the window of Cafe
that's
Pizzeria.
Fucking ridiculous. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen anyone go in there.
It's good.
Is it?
Literally,
never tried it.
Yeah, literally Claire makes me... She's, put me onto it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. I realistically, as far as pizza in Bloomington is concerned, I always went to Mother Bear's. As far as
Mother Bear's is trash.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is over.
No. We're gonna continue. Mother Bear's is trash.
All right, you're gonna have to fucking explain yourself because have you had the Cosmo pizza with the vodka sauce?
It doesn't fucking matter.
It's fantastic.
The texture of
you cannot beat the Midnight Munchies deal. You can't, bro. You can't. Yes. No. All right, straight up. The 2-topping medium pizza, your choice of cheese sticks or breadsticks, 2 brownies, and a 2-liter, your choice. Pepsi products, granted, but still.
I drink water. I don't need soda.
Well, no, I use it for mixers usually. Yeah. But at the same time, $11.95. How can you beat that?
Did they do that?
That's all. There you go. Also, I see a change of heart. That's always been there.
Hear me out. So the fucking Mother Bear's texture, their pizza doesn't taste good.
That has nothing to do with texture.
I mean, the texture tastes weird, or feels weird. The pizza is it's a fake ass deep dish pizza.
It's pan pizza.
It's shit.
It's pan pizza.
And pan pizza is not good.
Have you never had pan pizza?
I've had pan pizza. I don't like it.
Then you know Mother Bear's is mwah, chef's kiss.
It's fucking shit.
Absolutely not.
And honestly, I think...
Okay, if you had to... Okay, non-chain pizza. Okay. So no Domino's, no Papa John's, none of that.
In Bloomington.
In Bloomington, where are you going?
I'm going to Avers.
Explain yourself.
Buffet.
I don't know.
Cream and Crimson.
Cream and Crimson's mediocre at best.
And also, it's New York. You're a fucking idiot.
It's just salt. It's just so much fucking salt.
It's an acquired taste.
Dude, it's literally just 8 layers of cheese
salt, and
fucking
cheese.
Bacon and potatoes.
Okay, let's be honest. I'm just saying
it's
that's
so
just the market
salt,
for them.
But this episode's sponsored by Avers.
But Cream and Crimson is it's all right. But I think they're... If I have to compare the Mother Bear's pepperoni pizza and the Avers pepperoni pizza,
you might have them there.
I think Avers is a winner for that.
But at the same time, who fucking orders just like a normal ass pepperoni pizza? Realistically, if you're going to these spots around Bloomington that have all these specialty pizzas,
I'm a broke college student.
It's like $2.
What?
You have a job. We work together. You make more than I do.
I mean,
how are you about to talk to me about being broke?
I mean, I pay for my own rent.
Me too. Are you just bad at budgeting?
I'm terrible at budgeting.
I was about to say I'm really good with Excel, so I do a lot of spreadsheets. Well,
I've been drinking. I've been going to the bars a lot recently.
I mean that a lot. So put it down. Yeah, fair enough. All right, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but realistically, I know you have the $2 or $3 to spare to upgrade to something else if you wanted to, really.
But also, hear me out. Mother Bear's Avers. Okay, I'm being an asshole. Mother Bear's is not that bad.
I get you.
It's not that bad.
But
I think Avers.
Yeah.
I think Avers trumps it. To me.
Okay.
But
like the whole menu.
When it comes to Cafe Pizzeria, this is a new player to the game.
Explain yourself. I've never been there.
Being a person from the East Coast,
okay,
we're New York style all the way.
I'd imagine so.
I fucking hate deep dish pizza.
All right, so you fuck with thin crust?
Yes.
It's all thin crust.
No, not thin crust.
Or like that normal, like,
like you got a little thick.
I guess like Brooklyn fucking style, I guess. I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I'm not from New York. I'm from
But I get where you're coming from.
My favorite pizza place is a fucking Square Pizzas. Like, it's called Lido Pizza. It's literally, they bake the pizza and they cut it into squares.
It's like grandma style.
And the pepperonis are...
like grandma slices, yeah.
Yeah, and the pepperoni's thick as fuck. And like, in the pepperoni, because it's kind of like...
oh, when it cooks up like a dish?
It cooks up
when it gets in the grease. Broiler.
There's a
pool of grease in it.
It gets my dick hard every time. Oh, yeah, it's good.
I know what you're talking about. Like that grandma style, like square pizza. They serve in like pans sometimes. Yeah.
So that's the type of shit I like.
Hell yeah.
But Cafe Pizzeria is like... I just like greasy pizza.
Fair enough.
That's all I can say. Like, you can have that dry shit. You can keep that dry shit away.
All right, fair enough. If you see someone go to a pizza place and they take a napkin, I think you know where I'm going with this, and they dab the grease off the pizza.
I just want to put a bullet in their head every time.
Oh, shit. Why, though? Like, realistically...
no, like, if they dab their napkin in the fucking pizza, and they use a fork and knife...
oh, fuck that. Absolutely
okay,
not.
Fork and knife,
fork and knife, like, you're probably a serial killer.
You're definitely
you're the next Hannibal Lecter. Like, you eat people.
You look like Ted Cruz.
This is how you eat... yeah, exactly. Like, this is how you eat people.
Yeah, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
That's to everybody that uses a fork and knife.
Shout out.
On pizza, you're a fucking weirdo.
You're a monster.
Yeah, you fuck.
I'm just gonna shit on these people. Anyway, so, no to the... We really with the dabbing on the pizza. We jumped very far forward. With the dabbing on the pizza, why is that a no?
It's okay. I understand people that don't like grease.
Fair enough.
I'm a greasy boy. I fuck with it.
I'm a greasy Italian boy.
It's in my blood. Italian greasy boy. Give me the fucking grease, you fucking pig. Like, that's me.
Sure.
Like I'm wearing a fucking pizza sweater right now.
For those, yeah, he really is. It's a heart-shaped pizza. Yeah. It's a pepperoni pizza.
I'll put it on my Facebook later.
For sure. There you go. No. Follow him on Facebook.
Yeah, don't follow him on Facebook.
We're gonna plug the Instagram, plug the Twitter, plug the LinkedIn. Give me a job while I'm at it. Let's go.
Brand new podcast.
Oh, here we go.
Look at that.
Talking about brand new podcast. Like I said before, legal currency in Seattle and Oregon.
Yeah.
Patent pending.
Bitcoin.
Let's talk about cryptocurrency in every fucking episode.
Dogecoin?
Oh, here we fucking go. That's a whole other issue we got to get into on a separate other fucking episode. But, so, that being said, you fuck with King Dough.
I've never had King Dough.
King Dough,
I know it's a little bit more expensive. Once again,
for those who don't know, it is more expensive, but it's definitely what people would consider gourmet pizza.
Yeah, that's what they said.
And it's kind of nice because, like, they have, like, a proper fucking, like, wood, coal, whatever the fuck, like, oven.
Yeah.
And I've only really been there once, and I had this, like, weird... honestly, it was, like... it was good, but I couldn't finish it. Like, it was just so fucking rich, because it was, like, a ricotta... it was, like, a twice-baked ricotta honey grape pizza with, like, walnuts on it.
Bitch, what?
It was actually... it was really fucking good, but it was just so weird.
Yeah. That's the type of shit young zaddy talent would.
I'm sorry, who?
Jeff Talent.
Oh, God, Jeff Talent.
Big
Jeff talent.
He gave me a high five yesterday. I almost fucking pissed my pants. That shit was so lit.
Very nice.
Zaddy talent.
But I feel like that is definitely some things he would do. We should ask him about that. We should ask him on the show.
Young Zaddy.
We should have Chef Talent on our podcast.
We could have a chefing. We could have a cooking show with
I was about to say,
Talent.
I worked at a restaurant in the kitchen for like a year. We could
have you met JoJo yet?
No.
Because I told you
I know who she is.
Because I told you that.
Yeah, I know she's yeah. I need to talk to her about that. Because realistically, I talked to like the other people that worked at Farm, like the Julia, who's down in, I think she's on hot side of the kitchen now.
What she look like?
She's got green hair. Usually wears it in like pigtails or something like that. It's kind of shorter.
Oh.
She's really tall.
Really
got
tall.
Glasses.
Yeah, I don't know her.
Okay. If we see her, I'll point her out. But
okay,
she used to be the baker at Farm when I worked there. And
she in the bakery?
Yeah, no, she's not in the bakery. She's on hot side of the kitchen.
Hot side, okay.
But she used to be the baker when we were there, and she did not remember me at all when I went to talk to her about it, which was kind of disconcerting at some point. But you know what? It is
disrespectful,
what it is.
Though.
Although there is a particular story that we will have to save for another time.
Yeah.
Where we got accused of poisoning someone.
Nah.
And then she remembered that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wait, accused of poisoning someone?
Yes. Do we have time for that? Do you think you want to go over?
Bro, we're not going to remember this, so just go for it.
Okay, so back when I was working at Farm, I was working garde manger, so I was cold prep, essentially. A lot of plating, desserts, salads, shit like that. And we had this woman come in. I think it was Saturday. I'm pretty sure.
It was a Saturday.
It was a Saturday. It was like 2 o'clock. It was the middle of the fucking day.
Yeah.
And she comes in. She's wearing these big-ass, like, pink sunglasses. She never took them off the entire time.
Oh, she was like
there.
hipster?
Well, no. She was like 60.
What
she was
the
old.
fuck?
It was this old white lady.
Do you think she was with her?
What do you mean?
You know Hillary? I'm with her.
I don't know.
The Hillary.
I mean, honestly, probably not.
No.
Like she was she struck me as like one of those like
used to go to Woodstock.
Definitely would have slaves if it was legal kind of types.
God.
Like she probably lived in a plantation at some point.
Oh.
Like definitely not.
Used to play around with the Negro boys.
Oh shit! She would date black dudes just to piss her parents off. Yeah. Like, oh shit!
And kill them off later.
But anyway, as we were saying, it was this woman came in. She would not take her sunglasses off the entire time she was inside, and she wasn't even near a window. So like strike number one.
Yeah.
And we I felt really bad because she was the server who was waiting her table was relatively new.
Yeah.
And she was just giving her such a hard time. She refused to pay for like any of her shit. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway.
Yeah.
The first course we did, she ordered like. She had multiple glasses of wine. I want to say at least 3 at this point.
Oh, she was already...
Oh, she was knocking them back. Like, she should have just ordered a bottle at that point. It would have been so much cheaper, but she didn't.
Dumbass.
And so she orders a salad, and I'm the one... Yeah, it was like a chicken salad. Oh. And so I'm the one tasked with making it.
Yeah.
So I've been working there for a long time. I know how to make the salad.
Yeah.
And... She accused me of not putting... There's supposed to be apple slices on it.
Okay.
There's 4 slices of apple, and I remember...
Was this chicken Cobb salad?
It was just called the chicken salad. Okay. It's basically like greens...
was it like the chicken?
Toasted walnuts, a chicken breast that was like grilled to order usually. Yeah. That would be cut into pieces, and then there were apples, and then at this particular... This normally wasn't on the menu, but we would add blueberries to it because we were trying to get rid of some blueberries. Yeah. But I was making that, and I was literally cutting the apple slices, and I knew... I did think about this while I was plating it. She might have a hard time seeing it, but it was underneath some of the greens. Uh-huh. And, like, some of them were sticking out, so it was definitely on there. I knew I put them on there.
Yeah.
And she... it was taken to the table. She got the order. There was a side of citrus vinaigrette. That's more of a tangent, but I did send that out, too.
Yeah.
And she refused to pay for it. She took a few bites of it, and then said there were no apples, and then sent it back. And at that point, she had been causing such a stir that Chef Hoppy, I think it was the executive chef at this point, he came out and then got the floor manager, Avi, and he came over and he was like, we know, like, you probably made it right, but, we got to agree with the customer on this one. It's the first time she's done shit like this. We're not sure if she's a terrible person yet, so, like, we're going to give her a free dessert.
Yeah.
And so, of course, she comes over and samples everything we have, obviously.
Oh, okay.
She's one of fucking those types.
Yeah.
And so, she finally decides on ordering a flourless chocolate cake called the chocolate pave. Yeah. And it's it's plated with, you cut essentially this square of cake, and then it's topped with a cherry reduction.
Yeah.
And then, like, with
so basically
like
a cherry syrup.
Essentially, yes, but like with whole chunks of cherries in it. It's a black cherry reduction. Then there's candied pumpkin seeds, and then it's topped with a bourbon caramel sauce.
Okay, that sounds fucking amazing.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And so I played it up as normal. I remember this, and since I was the one making the dessert, I called Julia over because she was at the station prepping for, the bakery stuff and doing all that for later tonight. Yeah. Or later that night, and I called her over and I was like, I want you to watch me make this so I'm making it correctly.
Yeah.
I'm telling her ahead of time, like, I'm gonna give her more than we should. I'm gonna give her an extra slice. I'm gonna put, I'm gonna plate it all up really fucking nice.
Yeah.
And she's like, for sure, no problem. Mm-hmm. And so I do that. I cut her like a much bigger than she should have fucking gotten slice.
Yeah.
I cover it with all these cherries and the seeds and the pumpkins, and I do like I get fancy with the sauces and I do all that crazy shit. And then we send it out to her. And so the waitress takes it to the table. She looks at it, scoops everything off the top, takes one bite out of the middle, and pushes the fucking plate back and will not eat anymore. And then she calls over her waitress. I felt so bad for her, and just lays into her.
Oh my
Lays into her. And she's maybe like 5 or 6 feet from my station. I can hear everything she's saying. She's goes off on her fucking waitress about how, like, she's mentioning health codes, like red dye number 40, how these cherries should come from our
red dye number 40.
That we used cherries with a bunch of, like, red dyes that were outlawed in, like, the 50s, and we purposely served her this to try to poison her and get her to leave.
Why?
I shit you not. She accused me. And essentially, Julia, she was one who made the cherries, like, earlier that day. Like, Farm is a restaurant based around the farm-to-table concept. Those cherries were very fresh.
Yeah.
Like, we got those in maybe a few days before.
Yeah.
And, she made that cherry reduction sauce, whatever, like, the day before. It was very fresh.
Yeah.
And I think Julia knew there was nothing suspicious in that at all. Like, there was, like, people haven't used fucking red dye 40 in food for years.
Yeah. And I didn't even know what that was for a second.
Exactly, like, it's completely unfounded. And so, like, I felt so bad for this waitress. And at that point, like, Julia can, like, back me up. We go and we're talking to management at this point, like, she needs to go.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way we can please her. She's one of those types. Because she's demanding to have everything comped at this point. Yeah. She wants everything for free.
Yeah.
And so, the floor manager's like, for sure, we're going to go over, we're going to talk to her, we're going to see, what we can do about this. She winds up paying for the wine, refuses to pay for any of the food, and leaves. No tip.
What a fucking bitch.
Right?
Working in the food service.
Who the fuck does that?
Working in the food service
That's
industry.
some old white people bullshit.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I'm going to tell one more story because of this.
Go for it.
This is a quick one, though.
Go off, sis.
Because the food service industry is just a fucked up world.
It really is.
If you work in it.
It really is.
Those
of you who work in it know.
I worked at KFC for a month. In probably the blackest neighborhood in my area.
Very nice.
And when I was, what was I doing? Yeah, I was working. I was like a packer because I didn't know how to work the register yet.
Yeah.
And so as I was, like, there's this one lady that just comes in, an old black woman.
Yeah.
And she asked for a kid's meal for herself because, that makes sense. And so I go to get shit, and, like, she's starting to hurry me up, and she's like, come on now, come on. And, like, she's, like, telling me to hurry up.
Ooh.
And, like, I'm, like, trying to get shit because I forget something because I fucking suck at my job.
Yeah. Fairly new.
And I told her, and she, like, as I'm walking to get, like, her Capri Sun, she was like, yeah, hurry up, you faggot bitch.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, what the fuck? You're literally buying a kid's meal, about to take the bus. And, like, all my coworkers are not backing me. Because
like, how are you about to cuss out the dude who's, like, packing your fucking
I could have
food?
just spit in your fucking...
Yeah, like, what?
And, like, I was like, what? And, like, my coworkers are laughing at me because they don't give a fuck because they have no futures in their life.
Shit.
Like, the KFC I'm talking about is closed down. Like, I went back to Maryland recently. It's closed down.
Nice.
But that just, like, that basically sealed the deal for me with quitting. Like, there was one day I was like, because they got a new manager and she was a fucking bitch. And, like, she had, like, a meeting, or they were supposed to have a meeting.
Yeah.
And I woke up at, like, 9 a.m., and this is the middle of July, so I don't want to do shit.
Fair enough.
And she's like, yeah, meeting at 9 a.m., and I come in, and I was like, so nobody's here. Like, the door's, locked.
Yeah.
And I go back home, and I called them. I was like, is there a meeting? And they're like, oh, no, we canceled that. Didn't you get our text? And I was like, oh, no. And I was like, I thought to my mind, I was like, this is the day I'm quitting.
This is it.
And I called her in, or I called her, and I was like, yeah, so I have a family emergency, so I can't come into work today. And she's like, if you don't come into work, you're fired. I'm like, okay. And I hung up.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, okay, bye. I love that.
Yeah, so.
Hell yeah.
That's my. I don't have KFC on my resume, on my fucking LinkedIn. You will not see KFC.
1 month.
1 month of shit. That was the worst month of my life.
Ugh.
Well, this is gonna make it far. This
Definitely.
podcast is gonna make.
We cannot run for office, dude.
Thank you
we can never run for public office after this. Like, people are gonna use this against us probably. If we ever decide to run for president or some shit.
Yeah. Well, let's just say this episode's over.
We're going to conclude this, the first episode of
I want to give a shout
hour.
out to Miss Horowitz. I didn't mean to be so mean in 8th grade. I'm sorry. All right.
Shout out everyone who watched this. You're a beautiful person, even though we cannot see you.
I want to give a big shout out to Barry. Damn.
Shout out to Barry.
Barry's so dumb thick.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to conclude the first episode of the Serviette Hour. Thank you for tuning in. We'll hopefully have these out in a relatively consistent fashion at some point.
If we don't get arrested.
Who's to say at this point? Anything we can say can and will be held against us in the court of law. But that being said, thank you for tuning in for the first episode.